Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is the video you've all been waiting for. This is part 3, the full review of the Sanyo Xacti VPC-SH1. Now, I've been using the VPC-SH1 for over a month now. This is a full HD dual camera, and in the box you get all the cables you need: video cable, USB cable, CD with some software on. You also get a quick start guide and a full printed guide for basic operations. So this is enough to get you up and running. It explains how to use the various controls of the camcorder, and it's nice that you actually get a printed manual with the VPC-SH1. You also get a power supply. I'm in the UK, so you get a 3-pin UK power supply, and this is the little camcorder itself. Now, they call it a dual camera, and that's because it takes 10 megapixel stills, so it takes photos as well as 1080p video. So let's take a closer look at the Sanyo Xacti VPC-SH1. So as I mentioned, Sanyo actually termed this a dual camera because it takes those still photos as well as the full HD video. Now, it works with an SD card. If I just open this up and open this slot, this is where the SD card goes, and it actually accommodates SD, SDHC and the new high capacity SDXC cards as well. So it will take a card up to 64 gigabytes. Now, if you're using it in its highest video setting, it takes up round about 8 gigabytes of storage space per 1 hour of video. Now, on the front of the camera, they do supply a lens cap, and behind the lens cap, give you a look at the lens. This is a 35mm wide angle lens, so a nice wide angle to it for getting those sort of panoramic shots. And it's got a really decent zoom on it as well, a 30 times zoom. So very, very impressive reach when you're using this whilst out and about. Now, within this review, I will be showing you some video footage of this, both at wide angle and also zoomed in, recorded with the SH1. Now, very slimline body. I have shown in a previous video on my channel the FH1, which was like the model before this, and what they've basically done is really slim down the design of the SH1. Very comfortable to use in the hand. This sort of cutout piece here where you're going to hold it makes it extremely comfortable to hold. Now, the battery is housed around this side. If I just slide this flap off, there's a battery hidden away in here, and this has been good in my tests for around 2 hours of video. So good battery life. Now, the video clarity, which you can see in many of my reviews because I've been using this to record some of my other videos, is excellent. Still photos, well, they're okay. They're not fantastic. They're never going to be as good as a dedicated digital camera, but they're certainly more than acceptable. Now, let's have a look at the controls. They have got dual controls on this, and they're there for a reason. If I just swing this screen open, you can see the screen as well. Now, the controls are here. Basically, you've got a button here which you click to stop and start taking video. You've got another button here which you click to stop and start taking a photo. So you sort of push into focus and then push fully home to actually take the photo. Then you've got a menu button, and then you've got like a joystick control here, up, down, left and right, that also acts as an enter button or an OK button when you push it in. Now, moving round onto the top of the SH1, we've got a sort of a rocker switch here, which you use for zooming in and out. You've also got what they're calling dual sub controls, and these do exactly the same function as the ones on the back, and they're just positioned here, so if you're holding this maybe at waist height or right down near the ground to get some sort of low level angle shots, you can easily still push these two buttons. And then the only other controls around behind the screen, and that is an on off button and also a record play button, so that switches between record mode and playback mode. If I just show you that in action, if I push it once, it actually shows me a little index of all the recordings I've already stored onto that memory card of some of my other reviews on the channel. So as you can see, these are the reviews I've been using the SH1 for, and if I push it once more, it goes back round into record mode. Now if I angle that screen up, you can see I've got a little model sitting there at the back of my table, and the zoom control here, so I can actually zoom in on that model and zoom out, and then I can push either this one or this one to start a recording going. So now it's actually recording the action, and then to stop the recording I simply push it again. Now I'll show you the photo mode as well. So if I switch to photo mode, I actually push in and you hear that beep sound. That means it's locked on, and then push all the way in to take the photo. So it performs exactly the same as a regular digital camera, just a little bit slower reaction, quite a bit of shutter lag, but as I say, if I zoom in again, I'll take another photo, the results are more than acceptable. And there you go, another photo taken. So very, very good system. This sort of dual camera system means that you don't have to carry around two products. You can carry around just one of these to take both video and still photos. So a good sort of space saving device. Now the menu system, let's give you a look at that. Let's just move this background for making it easier for myself. Here's the menu system. It's exactly the same as previous model, the SH1. It's laid out identically. In the recording menu 1, you've got options for video quality, and as you can see here, I can choose all the way up to 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second, and all the way down to the lowest setting, which is 192 by 108 resolution at 600 frames per second. So great for slow motion video. To go back one step, I just push menu again, and then I've got the photo settings currently set to 10 megapixels, and I can obviously scroll down to a lower setting if I want. Then I've got some scenes, some filter modes, flash modes, and self timer. And then into recording menu 2, I've got options for video stabilizer, photo stabilizer, focus mode, exposure, measure, and ISO settings. And in recording menu 3, white balance, exposure, target a subject, high sensitivity, digital zoom on and off, and the record folder. Just touch on that white balance. There are some preset white balances in here for things like incandescent lights, fluorescent, cloudy, sunny, and auto. I find the one push white balance very useful for myself because I'm shooting under studio lighting. So I just get a white piece of paper and I actually do a one push white balance before I record any of my video reviews. And back out into this menu, then I've got some option menus for clock, info, startup display, sound and post view, and then shortcuts, noise reduction, color gamut, image settings, brightness and language, and then the last menu there, TV output, power save, file numbering, format and reset all settings. The very last option here allows me to change from a simple menu to the normal menu. I haven't really used that myself, and I do feature that and show you how that works in one of my other SH1 videos. So back to the camcorder itself. I've had a look at the menus for you now. You can see this display gives you some feedback depending on what mode you're in as to what the capacity of the memory card can hold. In this top left hand corner it's telling me I can take 1329 10 megapixel photos, and that's on a 16 gigabyte SD card. And I've also got room for almost an hour of HD video at 1280 by 720. Now I've already got a lot of video on this card, so as you can see it will hold a lot more than that, probably about 2 hours of video on that 16 gigabyte card. This is the remaining battery life, 105 minutes, and this is showing that it's using the SD card to store the footage. Now there is a small amount of internal memory in the SH1, but you will need to invest in that SD card to use it properly. Now the screen is 2.7 inches, it's very clear, extremely easy to use. It does also swivel, so you can do self-portraits, or you can fold it back on itself so it's on the body of the camera. And when it's not in use, you can obviously fold it closed, and that puts the camcorder into power save mode. This video is being recorded at 1280 by 720 with no video stabilisation switched on. This is at the widest 35mm angle. This video is being recorded at 1280 by 720, but this time with the video stabilisation switched on. This is being handheld currently at the 35mm wide angle end of the lens. And now I'm zooming into the full 30 times zoom end of the lens. So there's just two negatives really with the SH1, and that is the microphone. Now although it's stereo, so it's picking up stereo recording for you, it does pick up quite a bit of background noise. Also the low light performance on the SH1 could be better, so you do need to light your subject well if you want to get the best out of the VPC-SH1. But that said, over the month of using this camcorder I've been extremely happy with the performance. It's going to cost you around about £330 in the UK or about $360 in the US. Now as you know, I've been using this for a lot of my video reviews and I've been extremely pleased with the quality. So if you're into producing videos for YouTube or perhaps sporting videos or even just those family videos when you're on vacation and you want a nice compact video camera that has the ability to take still photos as well, then I can certainly recommend the Sanyo Xacti VPC-SH1. Well, thanks very much for listening. Please do come back soon and check out more video reviews on the Geekanoids channel. This video review is sponsored by EasyDraw, making drawing fun on Mac OS X.